I'm living a life right now that younger Casey would have died for. I grew up lower middle class. I grew up on a farm and then my parents got divorced early on and then lived with my mom and basically raised us three kids by herself. And we shared a room with my siblings, went to a very small high school, graduated with 30 people, and then went off to college and had to figure it all out, all the things. Barely got any scholarships because I didn't qualify for any of them. I had to pay for college myself, still paying that debt. Left my home state to move to Nashville, Tennessee with nothing but my best friend. Our hopes and dreams was living paycheck to paycheck there. Somehow met the love of my life, got married, and then moved, and now we're living in a different state again, away from people we know, like our family, with people we grew up with. Now I get to stay home with my two babies while I am currently pregnant with our third, and I run two businesses. Early on in college, I debated on going into entrepreneurship or exercise science. I didn't go into either because I got told so many times like that would be stupid. And here we are now. And it's never because anyone handed me anything. It's never because anyone was like, you'd be good at this, go do it. It's all because I took so many risks on myself. There was literally no guarantee for anything. Moving to a whole new state by myself with no money, living paycheck to paycheck for so long, just hoping things would work, leaving a very, very secure corporate job to start my businesses. Oh, and I did 3 bodybuilding competitions. And that took a lot of risk too. There was literally never a good time for any of that. Honestly, if I look back at every single big life moment for me, it all just kind of happened. When we got married, it was right after COVID. It was one of those things we had to take the risk. Do we get married now or do we wait till hopefully one day the borders open? Because my husband's from Canada and a lot of his family are there. Even having our kids in a state far away, we don't have a big support system. We don't have this big village. But if I chose not to have kids because of that, if I chose not to leave my corporate job that was so cush and so stable, if I chose not to move to a new state, if I chose not to do all these things because of safety or feeling well, there's no guarantee, I would not be where I am today. And it has absolutely not been easy. There have definitely been the ups and downs, but the ups have outweighed the downs tenfold. I would have never thought that I'd be in a place in my life now where I don't worry about money, I don't worry about my body, I don't worry about my health, I don't worry about feeling loved, cared for, and supported. I have all that. And to be honest, it's because I worked my ass for it. Again, I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was never handed anything. I literally worked my ass off. You can absolutely have your dream life. You just have to be brave enough to take those risks when there's no guarantee, there's no result on the end of the line that for sure you're going to get. Whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to start a new job, whether you want to start a new life, you just have to take that risk. Because I promise you, if you don't, you're always going to be wondering what if? I spent way too long waiting before I actually made those jumps, always wondering what if, and then I finally did, and now I know.